Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Lifestylicity with none other than myself, Abeje TheAtre. Today, we are going to be talking about something a little more fun, and that is accidentally vegan foods. What does that mean, accidentally, right? Basically, when foods are made for vegans or people who want to eat vegan things, they have a certified V on them, or it might actually just say out the words vegan. And then there are some foods that don't contain any animal products. They didn't do any, thing to the animals in order to achieve that food. And it doesn't have V on it because they weren't thinking, let's make this plant-based. It just happened to be that way. So I'm going to give you 22 things that are accidentally vegan. And we're gonna start with like the most famous thing that almost every vegan will tell you. Oreos, which happens to be my favorite cookie in the world. A little history, Oreos were actually invented around, I think, 1912, and they were not vegan at the time. They used lard. But then somewhere around the mid 1990s, they decided to change it to partially hydrogenated veggie oil. Then we moved to 2006, they decided to change it to non-hydrogenated veggie oil. Then around 2013, they took out the whey. And then in 2014 is when it actually became completely vegan. So I'm happy they made those changes because I love my Oreos. Number 2, Ritz, and those were created in 1934. Nothing else to say about those. Number 3, Swedish fish. Now, the interesting thing about these, not all Swedish fish are vegan. The original ones are, but when you get into packages, they may have alternative flavors and stuff like that. You want to be careful because they might have gelatin in it. Number 4, 2 flavors of Doritos. Sweet spicy chili Doritos actually came out in May of 2008, while Blaze didn't come until January 2018. Next, we have Twizzlers, which came out in 1845. Number 6 is Fritos. So Fritos, just the originals and their barbecue flavor. Fritos were created in 1932. Now, technically these are vegan. However, if you live in the conspiracy that they use aborted fetuses in their food somewhere, then they are not vegan. But anyway, I digress. Number 7, fruit by the foot. That was created in 1991. Now, some people still are a little leery of this because there are some rumors of some of their ingredients having some kind of animal exploitation. So if you're concerned about that, or if you dig a little deeper and you find that there is animal exploitation, then of course. Next, we move to Super Pretzels, soft pretzels, and those were invented in 1971. Number 9 is actually going to be Smucker's Uncrustables, those lovely PB&J sandwiches that we ate when we were little kids, right? And those were invented the year I was born, 1995. Number 10 is going to be Wheat Thins, which, let me say, I absolutely love Wheat Thins, especially with my favorite tree line cheese. Wheat Thins were created in 1947, and I think just about every flavor is vegan. So have at it with those. Number 11, Airheads. However, stick to the degular Airheads that we eat. You know, that little stick, right? Because when you get into like the Airhead bites and all of those other things that they have, those might not be vegan. They may have gelatin in it or something weird. Those were created in 1986. Moving on to number 12, that would be Kettlebrand potato chips, and those were created in 1982. They have 3 flavors that I know of that are plant-based. Of course, that would be their sea salt, their sriracha, and their maple bacon. Number 13 is going to be Minute Maid soft frozen lemonades. Those were created actually somewhere around 1945, and there was an order for them, some old ancient history stuff, but they didn't get out on the market until 1945. So if you like Minute Maid and you like frozen things, bada boom, bada bing, there you go. Then number 14, we move to Cracker Jacks, which were made in 1896. Number 15, Club Crackers, invented 1853. And then here's an interesting one for number 16, Betty Crocker's Bacos. Those are bacon bits, but they're not really bacon. In fact, if you look at the packaging, it says bacon flavored, right? Look how she got us there. Also, those are kosher and have no MSG. So moving on to number 17 is going to be Sun Chips, and I'm speaking specifically about the original flavor, not any of that extra stuff, but those were made in 1991. Number 18, Thomas's Bagels, 1880. Number 19, Back to Nature Cookies. Some of them are their California Lemon, their Chocolate Chunk, and their Chocolate Delight. By the way, those were made in 1960. Next, we have some of my favorites as well, and that is going to be Belvita. Those were made in 1891. Now, if you remember number 13, that was the Minute Maid Lemonade Frozen Treats, but if you're not into Minute Maid Lemonade, maybe you're into Luigi's. Did anybody else eat those a lot growing up? Because I love those things. Their Italian Ice is vegan, and those were made in 1989. Last but not least, number 22. Now, I didn't really like these growing up, and I still don't, but they have tons of commercials about them being very sour and then turning really sweet. Yep, you guessed it. Number 22 is Sour Patch Kids, and those were invented in 1970. First, they were called Marsmen or something like that, and then in 1985, they turned into Sour Patch Kids. So there you have it, you guys. Those are 22 accidentally vegan products. I will come back with some more. Also, if you have any video suggestions, please just leave them in the comments. You guys have an excellent day. Enjoy your Oreos or whatever snacks you decide to eat, of course in moderation, because we can be unhealthy vegans, right? Just remember that your lifestyle is your city, so please take care of it.